welcome to your Path of True Love read for January 2020, though timeless. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons Mal, for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and had to take a couple of days off from recording. I had a bunch of actually face-to-face clients, which is, you know, what I cut my teeth on as a reader as a kid. I was 12, I'm 51. So though doing them online and you know, doing these recordings are fun, there's just something about that one-on-one face-to-face. You get it, you're Geminis, right? That communicative, expressive, really in the moment. So I'm very happy to be back to my YouTube work. Couple of things before we dive in. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates. I mean, really, even if like 50% of it is accurate, you're getting a lot for YouTube read, right? And the reason for that is because we're scanning the quantum field according to zodiac sign and planetary alignment. That's a lot of people, right? So the best that you can do is get archetypal themes, and that's what divination systems speak in, symbolism, archetype. So, you know, to tune into that and interpret it, it's a little tricky. So please do take what resonates and check your other signs, which is why I always do sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. I throw in Venus for the relationship, you know, stuff. Like if you're new to the channel. Also, if you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm shooting for 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting closer. Like I'm getting big jumps every day in the numbers, which is lovely. Because I am trying to get Super Live Chat, make a little, you know, money on the side, but also my promise is that on Super Live Chat, at least once a month for the first couple of months, we'll see how it goes, I will do a little ditty called Drunk Tarot, and there's a link in the box below describing what that is, a little video I did last year, and it's my favorite video of 2019 of all the ones that I did, so go have a watch, it's a fun one. I cracked myself up in that one. Well, I cracked myself up a lot. Try being me. What else we got? Oh, right. This is a Path of True Love reading. Yes, it has to do with romance, but the Path of True Love is not all about romance. It's your spiritual path, your healing path, your hero's journey, or, you know, however you want to see your life growth and evolution, but through and dealing with your relationships of all different shapes, sizes, forms, right? Because the essence is always going to be the same. It's always going to be about soul to soul, things you came in to experience and learn and heal. So that's why the Path of True Love, though it indicates other relationships, it's about you. And then with that information, you can go into the other relationship reads that I do, like Soulmate and Twin Flame, with a larger context that these are the people on the Path of True Love, right? And everybody's on the Path of True Love. Even the baristas at Starbucks. I actually have made friends with some baristas at Starbucks. They're coming to the tarot party I'm doing in Santa Mauritius on Friday. Yeah, we're doing an open read tarot party at a yoga studio called Yogaholic. Go check them out if you're in the area. Santa Mauritius, Long Island. Anything else? Oh yeah, remember to breathe. Most important. Because when I remember to breathe, I slow down. Yeah, maybe the readings are a little longer, but they're clearer, right? And I'm not such a jackhammer. It's a lot to take in. I know I can speak very fast. I come from fast talkers in that sense. So if I breathe and you breathe consciously, deliberately, because we're going to breathe anyway, it's going to smooth out the energy. We're both more present, and you're able to participate in the reading because you'll be receiving it on a deeper level, right? Taking it in, and certainly much easier to sort out what is yours and what isn't, what's emotional response and what's intuitive knowing, right? What's happening in your body, in other words, is what you're looking for intuitively, right? So since it is safe to be in the body, here we go, a couple of deep breaths. We're going to do 7 different cards, one from 7 different decks, just sort of like a GPS to answer the question, where am I on the Path of True Love, or in this case, where are you? The Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Cool, cool. All the decks I use are in the description box, and there's other cool stuff down there too you might want to check out. Nice deep breath. Here we go. My angels. Using the Healing with the Angels Oracle of Dorian Virtue, please, my angels, one card in clarity for this Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for January 2020, though timeless. Where are they on the Path of True Love? There you are, I feel you. Where are they on the Path of True Love for January 2020? Angels are going to give us like 1 or 2 words. Healing. Well, there we go. Off to the races. Better to be healing on the path of true love than not, because it's about emotional healing, right? It's about psychological healing, soul healing. So good overview, right? Nice. That's what I like about the angels. They'll say, you know, like, write it in the sky, one big word. This is what's going on, the umbrella vibe, if you will, which is why we're going to go to the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, because, I mean, I could extrapolate on this for hours. Well, let's not. Instead, we're going to get a little piece of tarot. Now, I'm only using the one tarot deck this time. Usually, Daughters of the Moon is the voice of the goddess or the divine feminine energy, which is half the energy of the universe. The masculine, the god, the voice of the gods, I usually use the mythic tarot. Both god and goddess we're doing here, which is how I started doing these readings online. So, nice deep breath, please. See, when you take that breath, you go right into that still point, even if it's just like for a split second. And that's where the connection is. That's where the radio, the frequency is. My gods, please, gods and goddesses, one card in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they on the path of true love for January 2020, though timeless? What was that? Oh, okay. My kitty cat. My come on up here, booger. Come up on your chair. Can you see him? There he is. That's my Milky, or my youngest. Just nudged my foot when I touched the card. And I apologize, but how can I apologize? He's adorable. He's my baby. We've got the Ace of Flames here, the Ace of Wands. So on the path of true love in terms of healing, and the Ace, a new beginning, but a new desire, right? Creation, a new creative spark. Now that can certainly speak to sexuality. You know, that initial like, right? You know, that sort of phallic energy. But it is also that can be that spark of creativity in the second chakra or the solar plexus, like, ooh, I want that, or ooh, let's make that happen, right? In terms of healing, so that feels good. It's like, ooh, I want to heal that, or ooh, that's a healing thing, right? Not so much emotional, but in terms of desire, element of fire. My masters, please, the Ascended Masters, using, he's not bunking my foot, little boy. Okay, ground, put both feet flat on the floor. Let's see if that does it. Better. My masters, please, one card in clarity, using the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. A piece of the problem, a piece of grace, a piece of luck, or a piece of healing. The 4 suits of this deck, please, my masters, one card in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus side, January 2020. Where are they on the path of true love? Manipulation. Okay, so now manipulation is a word we need to talk about, because really this is I don't want to say basic, but very general, right? Because we've got healing, well, healing body, healing mind, healing the soul, healing what? And then we've got this new beginning in Ace, so it's enough to say that the impulse of a new beginning of healing, right? It's like, oh, I really want to heal this, because fire is desire. And in terms of relationship, it could be, I want to heal this relationship. Yeah, or in relationship with myself, relationship with my inner child, whatever. But with the card of manipulation, which is the problem suit in this deck, we're really looking about pulling strings, right? Because it's not just the manipulation, like, for example, in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, there's a card, I think it's the 6 of Blades, the 6 of Swords, manipulation. But it's like manipulating your own mind, spin, like visualization, imagination, that we manipulate our minds all the time. The word manipulation itself is neutral, right? So, okay, let's say I'm sleepy, I've got the 4 o'clock blues. Themyscira coffee, the very best, right? I just manipulated myself, right? You have a headache, you do some Reiki, right? Whatever it is, it's all manipulation. That's part of being in the game. But in this card, it's not like that so much. It's like being manipulated or manipulating others. Now, because you're a Gemini, you're going to have to look at that for yourself. Are you healing? Because you can certainly heal from being manipulated, right? When you trust and somebody gives you something that your intuition might say something's off here, but you say, all right, I'm going to trust anyway, and you find yourself manipulated. They lie, they deceive, whatever. That's something that you can heal from. But if it is that you find you have been doing the manipulating, and it is very hard in relationships in general to always speak the absolute truth, right? Because truth without compassion is brutality. So how do you deliver the truth sometimes when you know it's just going to lacerate somebody or it's going to trigger their pain that may have nothing to do with you whatsoever, right? Tricky. And, you know, we only got 3 cards down. We've got... 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, only doing 6, not 7. That's right. I almost lost track there for a second, right? No, those are the only decks I'm using for these. I had to double think that for a second. Because I can feel that, Geminis. It's like you can be two minds about that, you know, like the twins. That because you were manipulated, it's sort of... It's like how you manipulate yourself as a result of that. It's very, very tricky because manipulation is mostly a mind thing. Yes, obviously there are physical aspects like molding clay. You manipulate the clay, but that's not what this card is talking about, and that's not usually what's going on in relationships on the path of true love. So that's why we're going to ask your higher self, WTF on the POTL. The fuck on the path of true love. Wow, I should actually call these readings that. The WTF on the POTL. Nice deep breath, my gems. Come on, we're all in this together. I know, and we get a womp. That's from the Womp Womp deck, right? that suit in the not the Whispers of Love, the Love Pack. This is Whispers of Love. I love this oracle, and I've really consecrated and blessed it to be the voices of the higher selves for whoever, whatever I'm doing. So nice deep breath for this. The higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, please, 1 card in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they on the path of true love, January 2020? Considering all of this going on here. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So, okay, this is coming together a little bit more. There's still 2 more cards down, but I'm telling you, because of the little crampy I'm getting right here in my solar plexus with this manipulation card, it's sort of saying that, yeah, that love is your answer here. Love endures. Don't give up, right? Don't lose faith in the power of love. But if you've been manipulated, you've got to love the one inside of you that was manipulated, and that is not easy, particularly if you consider yourself an intelligent person, right? Like you have an intelligent ego. Hard to pull wool over my eyes, but you've been manipulated. That child inside of you can feel so stupid and so wrecked, and how did I see it, and why didn't I listen, and a lot of guilt going on there. Love endures. You've got to love your way through this, at least yourself. However, if you are the manipulator here, you've got to get that. You've got to... The question to ask yourself that will heal, and you got to really want this, and it feels like Ace of Flames. You want, it's like you want to heal. How do I heal my way out of this? The question is, what would love do? Because healing comes down to dignity, right? Healing comes down to dignity. How do I endure this? How does love endure this? Coming clean, right? Being honorable, speaking truth. But we still got 2 more cards down that I think are going to help a lot. Oh, particularly the last one is going to help. Thank you. The last card is going to help a lot with this because of the mental spin that I'm getting on this, and it's Gemini too. I mean, I know I pick on Geminis a lot, but this is fucking tricky. You can even be manipulating yourself on different levels here. And remember that manipulation and healing, if manipulation is a neutral word, not feeling that so much here, but if you can really get it, it's like, okay, then I have to love myself through this. I have to heal this no matter what. Because of the wounds of manipulation, it's the truth of who you are ultimately cannot be manipulated. but how in tune to that are we when we're in deep relationships? So that's why we're going to move on to our next Journey of Love. The Journey of Love Oracle is a very interesting creation. I will only ever use one of its cards in any spread that I do because they are potent. It's a combination of written text for each card, the art on the card itself, and a poem, right? It's a collaboration of 3 people. So that's why I'm not trying to memorize anything in this deck. I will read it from the book. It's usually an extremely clarifying, unifying thread for everything else that's been in the read, right? So, good to the last drop, Wonder House. Nice deep breath. Because this is the collective pantheons. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity. Oh, my nose just started itching. One card in clarity for this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where are they on the path of true love for January 2020? We're timeless and timeless. Let's see where you are. Acceptance. Card number 55, acceptance. I've never done this one before. I would have remembered that card and that word. I've only had these since the fall. Here we go, 55, acceptance. Because now the energy, just touching that card, it's like smoother, right? It's like, whoom. The knot in my solar plexus just went, oh, like that, just whoo. Here we go, nice deep breath, my gems. Acceptance. You have offered yourself, asked to be of service to the greater good, created something that you wanted to contribute toward a healing of our world. Creation, literally the word on the card, and healing, okay? Literally in the cards. And your offer has been gratefully accepted by the divine. Congrats. Know this and be at peace. This oracle brings you a message. You are completely received, accepted by the divine just as you are. There is nothing to change, just you to be. So there's nothing to change, just you to be as you are. Where did you go? Okay, you have made an offering of a prayer, a sacrifice of an attachment, and a giving of a desire to be of service, to make a contribution to the world, and your offer is joyfully being transformed into the seeds of how this can best be. Your next step is about to begin. All right, and here's the poem. Shall we find some sunshine amongst the cloudy days, a gentle touch that softly warms and leads us on our way? Past stately oaks and candles glow, and places we've never been, a friend to share the memories before it's home again. I'll tell you this, with the card of acceptance, that's not just about accepting yourself, although, hello, that's ongoing. Every day, stop in with that child a couple of times a day, the energy in your heart, because that is that thing here. If we've all been manipulated, come on, we've all been manipulated. I mean, as a kid, we're told all sorts of shit that just ain't true, and it's cute as we grow up out of it, but maybe not so much some of it, right? That thing of acceptance, of saying, all right, I've offered to walk the path of true love. I've offered to love. I've offered to risk, to learn and heal and grow on my spiritual path, what have you. Whatever it is that you've offered to do then in terms of healing this world and the creative part of it. See, that's the thing. We're one quantum field expressing itself as different people, but at core, we're just one energy, right? And we all have the same fucking mission at core. Heal this world, right? So we're all doing it in different ways and in different dimensional paradigms. And, you know, like, for instance, I'm more of an emotional healer, right? When I do spiritual counseling with people, yes, I'm clairvoyant empathic, but it's the empathic part that's sort of the lead, right? So whatever it is that you're doing, your own creative way of doing that, it's been accepted. And if that's part of the manipulation, like if you're learning how to, for example, not manipulate love, but to manipulate yourself in a way that you're able to bring through that love in a more durable way, then that makes sense. I mean, and for a Gemini, very grounding, but whatever it is that you have offered here to the divine has been accepted. And if that has translated into another physical relationship, that's understandable too. But I'm telling you, this card of manipulation still sitting right here in my gut. It's got to be where a certain percentage of you have been manipulated, are being manipulated, but then another percentage of you are doing the manipulating, even if it's the manipulating of self, which, again, can be neutral, right? That's a lot. And it's a Gemini, so I shouldn't be shocked. It's like, that's a lot. Nice deep breath. Oh, because we're going to finish with the Healing Mantra deck. Matt Kahn, I love this freaking deck. Even my face-to-face clients are like, wow. So I'm going to say to you what I say to them. Take as much as you can from the reading, but remember the mantra. Because this deck, one side of it is the name of the mantra, the other side is the mantra itself. So I can look it up in the book. I'm going to look up the name of the mantra and read from the book because it's so teeny tiny what's in there, but really, really helpful, right? So we're double dipping with the Masters. The Masters gave us this card of manipulation, which I'm glad, because then I'm going to the same source. And of course, I've been waiting all day for the garbage people to come. They come while I'm doing this. So we're just going to put this on pause until the booping and the beeping is done. All right, hold on a sec. It's just so funny. My dumpster is literally like right outside my condo, which is great. It's like I only have to walk like maybe 20 feet, but literally like I'm watching the process of them dumping into the thing right in front of me. It's like watching TV out my window. It's a little distracting, so I'm glad that has passed. So please, my gems, I apologize, but you know, they sometimes they come at like 7 a.m. So here it is today. They came at 3:15 p.m. Nice deep breath. Oh, that's silence now that it's over. My Ascended Masters, please, using the Matt Kahn Healing Deck, Healing Pack. Please, you've given us this card of manipulation for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising. We're going with that one. Venus signs. What is their healing mantra? You guys got two. I'm going with it. I'm going with it. You're getting two. For this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, January 2020, though timeless. Awakening inspired action for one twin, and transforming tragedy for the other twin. Let's look at it that way, shall we? Awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. I got this for 24 hours. I'll pick a card for the day and work the mantra, right? So there is only what life is asking of me, awakening inspired action. And for the other twin, transforming tragedy. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. So loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. All right, I'm going to read these from here. Interesting with that card of acceptance too, saying that something has been accepted. So if something has been taken, does make sense. Room is being made for whatever is supposed to come in as a result of the commitment, whatever it is that you offered, and to awaken inspired action. And we're going to start with awakening inspired action. Now, before I started doing these readings, they said if you remember anything else from the reading, remember the mantra, because it's easier to remember one sentence. But it will key you in, it'll key the subconscious into other aspects of what was going on here, particularly that which resonated, right? Nice deep breath. Awakening inspired action. There is only what life is asking of me. When you awaken inspired action, you are an open, willing participant in your soul's journey. You are ready, willing, and able to face any feeling or make any necessary change just for the chance to serve the cosmic plan of the universe, right? So it is. It's like being a superhero. It's like, working for the divine. When inspired action has been awakened, you radiate higher frequencies of light for the well-being of all, right? So you're really coming from that higher place, that higher truth. So yes, if that manipulation is in that thing of, all right, well, I'm going to pray, I'm going to get myself into alignment, I'm going to do my best, I'm going to surrender the manipulation to my higher self. There are other cards that could have said that, though. You know what I'm saying? That word manipulation is a little tricky. So here's the last part of this. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-sabotage, maybe, something in there, resolving boredom, and increasing fulfillment. So you can't go wrong. There's only what life is asking of me, because then things will pop up. There's big, oh, life is asking me of this. Life is asking me of that. So you get to be more in the present moment than all of this mental fatutzing. You know what I'm saying? Transforming tragedy. Transforming tragedy. Let's get the other one in here, and then we'll plug them all together. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? QRS. It jumped right over it. There we go. Transforming tragedy. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. When tragedy is transformed, you see that endings foreshadow the inevitable arrival of exciting new beginnings. It's true, right? Like, it's always darkest before the dawn, but where I live, there are 4 seasons. So, yeah, we're in winter now. Winter will pass and spring will come. It may not feel good to lose the things that once defined you, but it is life's way of expanding your identity to invite more passion, joy, and synchronicity into your reality. It's true. It's just like if you identify as being single and somebody comes into your life and poof, you're no longer single. It's like, well, what happened to that identity? Then something happens to that person and you are no longer single. What I call the 3 Ds, death, divorce, or distance, right? And then who are you? Yes, something was gained, but something was lost, and something was gained, and something was lost. And you don't have to like any of it, but you can, what? Oh, funny, the word acceptance. Well, not funny, haha, but funny, ha, aha. So just to finish this out, as you transform tragedy, any degree of loss merely sets the stage for the arrival of greater gains. This mantra is ideal for overcoming personal struggles, mourning the death of a loved one, and releasing regret. And I think releasing regret is something that we all need to do, because if we could have done it another way, we would have done it another way. But, you know, that's the path of true love for you. So putting this together, right? The angels, that first card down, right? Such a clear clarion call of healing, right? And not just that, a healing with a new beginning of healing, an Ace of Wands, a new impetus, a new desire, a new choice, a new will to heal. And yeah, so with that card of manipulation on the light side of that, absolutely about, okay, I'll pray, I'll energy tap, I'll drink more water, yoga, whatever it takes, but there's an impetus for healing. And then with love endures with that, then is when it comes with that thing of the shadow side of manipulation. If you are healing your own manipulations, being manipulated, any of that kind of stuff, then to know that the love that endures, the love of yourself, to have faith, and they're telling me to read it again, love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. The grace of endurance, what I call the crone grace, right? Maiden grace is the grace of humility. The mother grace is the grace of hope. The crone grace is the crone of endurance. Go read my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. The first 3 graces I talk about, and they save my fucking life every day. The maiden, mother, crone, right? So that ability to endure it, because whatever it is that you're offering has been accepted. So if it was a prayer, right? Like this Ace of Flames, or like, I want to heal no matter what. Well, it's sort of like the gods are like, yep. Pantheons are like, got it. And with that comes the awakening of inspired action. There is only what life is asking of me, so I don't have to plan out the whole thing. I'm awakening inspired action. Inspired action comes in the moment, but it doesn't always mean impulsive action, right? And why? For what? Transforming tragedy. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. I will say, very, very heavy, my Geminis, but I will say this last round of Path of True Love reads have been a little bit more on the heavier side than usual. But there you go. That's how it rolls in the tarot. That's how the cards literally hit the table. So, may the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign be blessed with all that they need to heal in general, not just on the path of true love, that they may learn, that they may grow, that they may heal, that they may evolve to become the best that they can be, the meta-humans that we all truly are at core, and to fulfill our role in the divine plan through our relationships and elsewhere for the well-being of all. Thank you so much for watching my Geminis. Please do like and subscribe. Help me get to my 1,000s, and I will do Junk Tarot. Go watch the vid. Otherwise, wishing you all, as I always do, a very, very best and very, very blessed of it all. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.